I think I'm live now. We'll see. Hopefully the computer is working, or the little phone is working. We had a great week this week. Thank you. We had a great week this week. We had a contest. We had a sweepstakes that gave away some amazing gifts, and we had almost 1,000 entries, which is amazing. And the gifts were free 1-month coaching with me, and as well as Nourishing Thyroid Health Program. You get included in that for free. And then you get books and DVDs. And then we had 5 runner-ups that got free books. So I'll be telling you about all of the winners as soon as I find them. I'll be telling you about all of the winners. And in the meantime, we had a ton of questions that came in because we also did an Ask Andrea. So let me just grab those questions because there were a lot. And this is all about thyroid health. For those of you that are just hopping on right now, my name is Andrea Beaman, and we're going to be talking about thyroid health for the next, 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes or something like that. And then I'm going to talk about who the winners are for the giveaway. So let me just pull up all of these lovely, lovely questions. Oh, let's see. Okay. Hold on one sec. So the first couple of questions that came in, one was from Willie Ann, and Willie Ann says, I have a multi-nodule goiter, and it seems to be growing. I feel a slight pull in my neck when I turn my head to the left or to the right. So that's a great question. So Willie Ann, when a goiter is growing, like back in the 15th century, 16th century, we had a rash of goiter around the world. And generally, we also had it here in America. It was called the goiter belt. And what happens is when you don't get enough good quality iodine, your thyroid will expand because it's trying to receive more iodine, right? So one of the things that you do, and one of the things that I recommend for people with a goiter is to make sure they're getting good quality iodine. And then on the flip side, the people that are getting too much iodine will also develop a goiter. So I used to also have a goiter. If you look on my website, andreabeaman.com, you'll see that I had a large goiter myself. And it took about 18 months for that goiter to go down, but it went down. So let me see. So that's, like for something that you could do is make sure you're getting good quality iodine-rich foods. So like good quality iodine-rich foods are like seaweeds, probably I would say even eggs are rich in iodine. There's so many foods that are rich in iodine, as well as herbs that are rich in iodine, like salty herbs, like nettles, marshmallow. All of these really have that salt, briny, iodine-rich flavor that will help to nourish and support the thyroid. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The next question is from Amy. And Amy says, whether to have my thyroid removed or not. I live in constant fear of going into a thyroid storm again and dying. There's so much controversy over having it removed or not. Amy, yeah, thyroid storms are very scary. And I remember when I had hyperthyroid when I was 28 years old, right? I had my goiter, I had hyperthyroid. I was eventually diagnosed with Hashimoto's, but it started with hyper. And I used to sit at my desk and my heart it was like, brrr, like 100 miles an hour. It was crazy. And I always felt like I was going to die, literally. So one of the things that you can do, Amy, is first of all, hold on to your thyroid. Your thyroid's not going to kill you. I know that is the thinking, but there are so many things that you could do to reduce the thyroid storms. There are actually herbs and foods that can stop that conversion of T4 to T3 or inhibit the conversion of T4 to T3 and calm your thyroid down. So one of the things that I would highly recommend is bugleweed. I would also recommend motherwort and lemon balm. All of these help to relax and calm the system down. And bugleweed is great. You could get it at any health food store. Motherwort, any health food store. Lemon balm, you can get it at any health food store. So hold on to your thyroid. I know that it's the thinking, let's take the thing out. Just like, oh, you got gallbladder trouble. Let's take the gallbladder out. Oh, you got trouble in your intestines. 15 feet of your intestines are gone. You know, like that's the modern thinking is if it's not working, pull it out of the body. And I'm going to encourage you to keep all of your glands and organs for as long as you can, right? Do the things to help nourish them to the best of your ability. Holly says, not a question, but a comment. Wouldn't a cure be wonderful? Actually, Holly, you know, there are, you know, like in modern medicine, and I'm not knocking modern medicine, but in modern medicine, their thinking is that there is no cure for thyroid disease. And that's what they told me, right? They told me that 20 years ago. But as you can see, I no longer have the goiter. My thyroid is normal. I'm not struggling, right? I'm not struggling with thyroid disease. It does have times where I can feel it dip, right? If my stress is high or I haven't been taking care of myself or I've been overworking or taking on too much stuff, I'll feel a dip in my thyroid. But I know that it's because of me. What is this human being doing, right, to stop this functioning of the gland? So, or to, you know, like impede the functioning of the gland. Like I have to look, what are my behaviors? What am I eating? Well, all that stuff. So let's go on to I got, you know, so many questions that came in. So let's go on to the next question. Paola says, is a vegan diet good for the thyroid? I just can't seem to lose weight. What to do? What is good exercise for hypothyroid? I'm a very stressed person. What do you recommend for this? That's actually great, Paola. First of all, I do not recommend a vegan diet for healing the thyroid. There's a couple of reasons for that. I do recommend vegan and cleanses and stuff like that when you're cleansing the liver and supporting liver health and all that stuff. I do recommend like 30 days, just vegetables and fruits. But I don't recommend a full-on vegan diet for healing the thyroid. And one of the reasons is that with thyroid disease, generally low protein is associated with high hypothyroid. So if you have too low protein or you're not absorbing protein, then the tendency would be for hypothyroid. So I see questions coming in. I'm getting to these questions first, the ones that people put in during the week, and then I'll get to your questions in a little bit. So Vicky says, I have hypothyroid and I would like to get off my medications, but my doctor tells me that it is impossible, especially since my cortisol levels are high. Will I ever be able to get off my medication? I don't feel any better and I've been taking it for 10 years. Actually, Vicky, I hear that all the time. All the time. You're not alone. I hear from people that they're taking the medication. They initially felt better. They don't feel good. You're telling me I don't feel any better. I've been taking it for 10 years. So that means that it was never your thyroid to begin with. What could have been going on? You could have had a sluggish lymphatic system. You could have had a congested liver, right? And none of this would show up on a blood test or in a, right? When you're sitting in the doctor's office, none of that would show up. And yes, it is possible to get off your medication, even though you've been taking it for 10 years. So let me see. I have another gal. Jeanne says, I was able to heal my thyroid and have gotten off the meds through your program. Although recently I've been feeling side effects like brain fog, depression, emotional, sometimes maybe I'm overworked, she put in parentheses. Anyway, my focus now has been trying to reverse Hashimoto's, but I'm wondering if a different protocol should be followed as far as the foods I should be eating or not eating. I've been reading grains are no good for Hashimoto. Should I stick to the same diet that helped heal my thyroid? Also, if I suspect I may be pregnant, should I lay off cleanses, tinctures, black walnut, lemon balm, yellow dock, and essential oils? Okay, so Jeanne, congratulations for healing your thyroid and getting off the medication. Woohoo! She did it through the Nourishing Thyroid Health Program. And now the side effects, brain fog, depression, and emotional stuff, that could be two things. So for example, someone could get brain fog if they have liver heat. Right? So liver heat is congestion in the liver. And what that looks like is the liver becomes bogged down and it doesn't move, right? And what happens in a bog, right? Heat. Heat starts to rise. It affects the heart and it affects the mind. So people will get brain fog. I can't think, right? Because they have too much heat actually here and too much heat here. And they may feel cold in the extremities, which is a tendency with thyroid disease, right? Cold hands, cold feet, cold nose, right? So they're feeling cold on the extremities, but they're actually suffering from heat, internal heat. So the second way that you can get brain fog and depression is from having something called a damp spleen. So that's Chinese medicine. So what happens is from eating too much food that creates dampness. So that could be grains. It could be too much fruit. It could be some people for ice cream, right? Too much dampness, cold, wet, right? Too much dampness. That will also create brain fog, but from the spleen side of things, right? So the liver you're dealing with, you're also dealing with the spleen. So on the spleen side, if you have brain fog and depression is a sign of spleen, stagnation and stuff like that, or depression in the spleen. And when that happens, you actually need to clear. You need to dissipate, right? So something like calamus, even motherwort, one of my favorite. I could recommend motherwort till the cows come home, right? Motherwort to clear brain fog, and that can help. And also, as far as your question about if you're pregnant, you write, if I suspect I may be pregnant, should I lay off the cleanses? Absolutely, because when you're pregnant, you don't actually want to cleanse. You want to build. You want to build up your body and build up your system. Tinctures like black walnut, not good for pregnancy, because black walnut, what it does is it's great for Hashimoto's. It's one of the things I highly recommend for Hashimoto's. It also kills parasites, right? So when you're in the beginning stages of pregnancy, your little zygote, right? The little dot of a human being is considered a parasite. So you don't want to expel that little creature from your body. That's the little creature that you want to keep. So it's not actually smart to do any cleansing in the beginning stages of pregnancy or even at the end stage of pregnancy. And when you're pregnant, you want to build the system. So you want to build with great quality fats, good proteins, bone stocks. You want to actually build and support the body. That's what I suggest for pregnancy. And one of the reasons why women will be diagnosed with hypothyroidism after they give birth is because they're actually depleted, right? All of their energy has been taken by the little parasite that has now grown into a large creature. And that's going to keep taking, it takes all your energy while it's living in you. And then as it leaves, right, it's another just like wiping all your energy out. And then, of course, in the modern world, you can't actually stay home with your baby and nourish yourself and have the family take care of you. You got to get back to work and you got to do all this stuff. And it's unreasonable and unmanageable, and you can't do it. So don't cleanse if you are pregnant. Don't cleanse. Okay, just let that little parasite get all of the nutrients that it needs. You'll deal with your Hashimoto's. And also, the higher your protein and your fat, the lower your Hashimoto's is going to be anyway. Because generally, you'll see an increase in Hashimoto's when there's way too much carbohydrate and not balanced out by fat and protein. Okay, so I see a lot of questions are coming in. Suggestions for hyperthyroid. I have hypothyroid. Should I get a filter for my drinking water that's better than just the refrigerator filter? But like I said, I'm getting to the questions that came in via the Ask Andrea first. So next question came in from Linda. And Linda says, Andrea, thank you. I'm 63 and I've been taking Armour Thyroid for 15 years. I've followed you for 2 years. I'm also an IIN grad. I have many symptoms of low thyroid, but all blood tests are normal. Have seen a functional alternative doctor and followed diet advice. Help! Can this be healed and how? Yes, of course. Symptoms of low thyroid, that actually means that your adrenals are stressed, right? So you're having these symptoms of low thyroid. It could be liver congestion, lymph congestion, but generally you look to the adrenals when you have symptoms of low thyroid. So reduce stress, meditation, probably get rest more, meaning you know, like we're on this constant go, 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 go all the time. We're constantly going, and it's not normal. So if you're wondering why everybody is exhausted and, you know, they're lining up at the Starbucks, lines out the door at the Starbucks and the local coffee shops, is because they're trying to increase their energy. And unfortunately, what happens is when we try to go, 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 and we haven't got the nutritional support that we need, or we haven't got the rest that we need, or we haven't gotten the sleep that we need, all of that will contribute to symptoms of low thyroid, where you won't actually be diagnosed with low thyroid until your body can't handle it anymore, right? And then your hormones become out of balance. Okay. Let's see. So again, thanks everybody for coming out for this Ask Andrea. It's 1:15. We'll go to about 1:35 or something like that, and then I'm going to announce the winners of the sweepstakes that we had. So let's see. Colette says, how do I know if my issue is my thyroid or adrenal fatigue? Generally, Colette, if you look on my website, if you look at I have, is hypothyroid or is thyroid disease and adrenals connected, or are the thyroid and the adrenals connected? Absolutely. So if you look at symptoms of adrenal fatigue and you look at symptoms of hypothyroid, they're the exact same symptoms, right? So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Generally, like I said, we're exhausted and our body will only handle so much before the order comes out from the thyroid that says, okay, slow this body down. Slow down. I can't handle this. I can't do it anymore. Let me just refresh this page so I could get to some of the live questions as well. And while I'm doing that, let's see. Oh, I just lost all the questions. I lost every single question. Hold on one sec. Let me get that back. All right, we'll have to go to this. Tasha says, I have hypothyroidism. Should I get a filter for my drinking water that's better than just the refrigerator filter? Yeah, actually, for me, I have a Berkey filter. And I have a Berkey filter because I don't want fluoride. And I don't want fluoride for a lot of reasons. The first is that fluoride is not good for your thyroid, right? Because we have all of these receptors in the thyroid. And, oh, hello. Hi, Auntie Tia. So we have all of these receptors in our body, and iodine, bromine, fluoride, right? All of these receptors, and they're all very similar. So if you're getting too much fluoride, guess what? You're not going to absorb the iodine that you need. So I don't have any fluoride in my water. I don't put fluoride in my teeth. And fluoride, you know, there's so many controversies around fluoride. There's naturally occurring fluoride in the world and in the water, in the soil, in trace quantities. But putting fluoride into the water is dangerous. Adding it in as a supplement is dangerous. So I take it out. I take it out with my Berkey filter. Oh, hi, Jeanette. Great to see you. Okay. So let's see these other questions that came in during the week. So Jeanne says, nourishing it the best I can, talking about her thyroid. She said, I had a left thyroidectomy to remove 2 nodules 3 years ago. Since that time, I have developed a rare condition called Cushing's disease due to 2 pituitary tumors. I have read all of your books and love your work, and I would love to know what's your top 3 tips for nourishing your endocrine system. What would be the best things I could do for my body that would nourish the whole system and help establish adrenal thyroid health once again? And then she said, I'm going to be at your class at Naturopathica in East Hampton. Yeah, I met you last night. So I'm happy that you're here. And a couple of things. You know, Cushing's disease is related to the adrenals. So, and to the amount of cortisol that you have in your body. So when you think about that, like we're talking about how the adrenals and the thyroid are totally connected. So you're correct that you have to nourish the entire endocrine system, and you also have 2 tumors on the pituitary. So there's a couple of things that have to happen. The first is It is essential, Jen, that you get good quality sleep, because what happens when you sleep is your lymphatic system washes the brain, right? Takes out the debris, the leftover proteins, all of the garbage, takes the garbage out while you're sleeping, right? And then it's drained through the lymph. So for you, with those pituitary tumors that you have, right? 2 pituitary tumors, as well as the Cushing's disease, we need to focus on clearing the lymph every single day, as well as incorporating medicinal mushrooms into your diet. So I would, because, you know, mushrooms cause the apoptosis of cancer cells. Now, you didn't say whether or not your pituitary tumors were cancerous, but they're cells. Anytime that you have a tumor in the body, it's a cell that's refusing to die. So whether it's benign or cancer, right? You want to be able to cause apoptosis of those cells so that the tumors start to shrink and disappear. And there's many ways that you can do that. I would suggest check out any of Paul Stamets' medicinal mushroom remedies. You know, use chaga, reishi, lion's mane, turkey tail. Great, that's probably one of the good ones right there. But start to use those on a regular basis, because we got to start to have death of those cells and the washing of your brain. So you have to make sure that you're getting great quality sleep. So I would also probably put in gotu kola. That's what I'm thinking right now off the top of my head, gotu kola, because it does help to repair tissue in the brain. So, you know, like we could focus on the adrenals, we could focus on the Cushing's, but what we really want to do is get those 2 little tumors off the pituitary. And you're going to need great quality sleep for that. And that means 8 to 10 solid hours, right? Because that lymphatic system is only active while you're in that deep REM sleep, where your body is completely in parasympathetic nervous system, right? And it goes into this cleansing process. So your whole body cleanses itself, but especially the brain. So let me just refresh this page again and take some more questions. And I like the way you're thinking, nourishing the entire endocrine system. So that's one of the things that I teach in my Nourishing Thyroid Program, is that it's not just the thyroid. Like, we can look at the thyroid and say, oh, it's the thyroid this, and the thyroid did that, and all these tumors, right? So we have to look at the entire system, as well as the liver, the lymphatic system, the digestive system. We have to look at all of these various systems and say, what's out of balance in the body? The thyroid is just talking. It's saying, okay, this is going wrong. Let's slow the body down. Let's speed the body up, right? It's talking. It's giving all this information. And according to ancient medicine, right, this is the master communicator. This is how you express yourself to the world. This is how you're expressing. So one of the things that expressing is whether you're healthy or not, right? Expressing health or expressing disease. Let's see. Lots of questions are coming in. Okay, so I refreshed this page here because it's so little to see it on the phone, and you know, I'm almost 50, so that's, you know, I gotta go all the way up here into the thing. So I'm gonna pull it up on my computer. Okay. So Nicole says, I have thyroid nodules, no symptoms. What do you recommend? Like I said, you know, like anytime that you have nodules, right? Do you know what a nodule is, by the way, peeps? You smart peeps. Okay, a nodule is an enlarged gland, right? So when you're getting thyroid nodules, you're getting inflammation of the gland, right? So what is causing that inflammation? What is causing that gland to grow? What is causing that little nodule? Is it that the detoxification process in the body isn't working optimally? Is it that this area needs more energy, right? So a lot of times, and this is where the meaning of symptoms come in, a lot of times people will develop nodules or a goiter when they need to express themselves, but they can't, right? So it'll just keep, you know, growing and growing. So by the way, a goiter is just an enlarged nodule, right? So there's lots that you can do for nodules. You know, part of it, like I said, you have to look at the lymphatic system. You have to look at the liver. How is the health of the liver? You know, in Chinese medicine, when you have lumps, bumps, tumors, cysts, nodules, right? You have to look at the liver. What's happening in the liver? Because the liver is this major detoxification organ. Major. Is there a backup of waste in the body? Is there a backup, is the liver not detoxifying, or is it overburdened, right? So I do recommend cleansing, right? I certainly do. But a lot of the people that come into my thyroid program, I actually get them to build their system up first, because the majority of people they may be overfed, but they're undernourished in many ways, or they may not be absorbing in the digestive system. So all of that is really, we have to look at it. We have to look at all of the factors. It's never just one thing. People always say to me, Andrea, what's the one thing that I could do? This, you can never do just one thing. If I did one thing, I would still be sick. It was a combination of things. It's why I put my Nourishing Thyroid Program together, is because you get to understand the endocrine system, the digestive system. You see how it works, when it's time to do a cleanse, what happens with the adrenals, the whole emotional connection to the thyroid and to the endocrine system. It's really, it's never just one thing. So let me see. Here's one from Rochelle. Jeanette says, I'm feeling better, more like myself. Okay. Rochelle says, my T3 and T4 readings are within the normal range. My antibodies for Graves went down from 4.4 to 1.2, which my doctor says is a gray area and is normal for some people. Why won't my TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, get up? It has moved up, not by any appreciable amount. So if you have Graves, right, the antibodies for Graves went down, you have to be patient. You have to give, when you go for your blood test, you go every 4 to 6 months. So Graves is an autoimmune thyroid condition, right? So with an autoimmune thyroid condition, you have to look at the digestive system. So you could keep looking at the T3 and the T4 and all that stuff, but what you really have to do is look at the digestive system. What's going on here to contribute to that initial Graves condition, or Hashimoto's, because we're looking at the whole system, right? And what's happening with the digestive system? Am I digesting properly? Am I absorbing my nutrients? Right? Maybe you're not absorbing on a deep level. So of course your thyroid stimulating hormone is not going to be, you're not going to get your hormone up to where it needs to be. Although with Graves, generally a lot of times it's pretty high. So you have to look at more than just the thyroid. You have to look at the digestive system. You have to look at the liver. You have to look at the lymphatic system. You have to look at the nervous system. You've got to look at the entire human body as one complete system, not in little little parts and pieces, which is such the modern way of looking at it, right? So you get an ear infection, right? You just look at the ear. No. What's happening with the immune system? What's happening with the body on a deeper level? We have to start to look at the body as one unique and beautiful system, because that's what it is. It's this amazing system that was created to be happy and healthy. And what have we done to it? Oh my gosh, we're a mess, right? We're a mess. And that used to mean me too, so I totally get it. Okay. So Katrina says, hi, Andrea. I love all your books and recipes. I have thyroid nodules, 3 of which need to be biopsied again. My hormone levels are all fine, and I don't have any other symptoms, but I'd love to be able to shrink them. I eat only organic, no fluoride. Good for you, girl. I filter my water with the Berkey. Good. See veggies 2 to 3 times per week, and I do yoga. I do have a busy life, which I'm trying to slow down, but I do have a 7-year-old, and I'm a flight attendant. Any suggestions? Yes, I'm happy that you're having sea vegetables, especially because you're a flight attendant. So you're constantly being exposed to higher levels of radiation than the rest of us. So that can actually contribute to more nodules. But you have thyroid nodules. I would, you got them biopsied. You don't have to keep getting them biopsied right now, right? Because part of that is going to irritate them, and that's going to contribute to more inflammation, and it could make them grow. But maybe get them biopsied every 3 years, or something like, but give your body time. So with nodules, again, you have to look at the liver. You got to look at the stress levels. And you said, I do have a busy life, which I'm trying to slow down. Okay, so yeah, you already know this. So slow down, chill out. Take your 7-year-old to the park and have a picnic. Just a picnic, just a day in the park and relax, where you're not running around, you're not rushing around, you're giving your body time to relax. So again, anytime that there's any growth, anywhere in the body, you have to look to the liver, right? So a nodule is a growth in the body. So what's happening with the liver? Is it too much stress? Is the detoxification process not working well? Are there, have you done any cleanses, right? So I recommend for my students and my clients to do at least one cleanse a year, meaning one liver cleanse and sometimes a kidney cleanse, depending. Because I don't actually want them doing a liver cleanse without a kidney cleanse. Because then they're just going to be, because what happens is they do a liver cleanse, right? And the liver starts to purge all of the toxins. And guess where they have to go? They have to go out through the digestive system or out through the urinary. So if you're bombarding the kidneys with all of these toxins, guess what's going to happen? You may wind up with stones, lower backache, all these other problems. You're like, oh my God, my back is killing me. You feel great in the beginning, and then you have sciatica pain going down the leg. So I hear this all the time, especially from people in the health and wellness industry, when they just start doing all these cleanses, right? And they haven't helped support the other systems that are helping, in the process of the liver cleansing. Oh gosh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Okay, so let me refresh this page and get back to some of these other questions that came in. Nodules. Everybody's got nodules. Isn't that amazing? There's like nodules everywhere. Fatigue and weight gain. That's from Debby. Larissa says, I feel so sluggish and tired. My feet are cold. My eyes are dry. I'm struggling to lose weight. I know I have 2 nodules. They have been stable. I have issues with my liver. It's very smart. I have issues with my liver, and veggies like kale and broccoli are a must, but not so much for my thyroid. Help. Debbie says fatigue and weight gain, and Larissa says, I feel so sluggish and I'm tired, and my feet are cold and my eyes are dry. Okay, so let's look at both of these. So and she's struggling to lose weight, right? So if there is weight gain, what is happening, right? Because it's not necessarily due to the thyroid. The thyroid is only responding to a reaction in the body. So why is the weight gaining? Is the lymphatic system congested? Right? Is because the lymphatic system, the job is to go in and to clear the cells and the debris, right? Clear the cells and the debris, and then get it, back into the blood and recirculate, and the liver's gonna detox and send that out through the kidney and the digestive system. You have this entire system going on. So when we gain weight, it's not necessarily due to the thyroid, it's that the other systems are not functioning well. So this is something to keep very clear. So she says, my feet are cold and my eyes are dry. So this is a great sign right here. So dry eyes indicate liver stagnation, right? And as well as liver deficiency, sometimes a liver blood deficiency. So the liver meridian runs up from the big toes, and it runs up through the breasts, and it goes up through here and comes straight up through the eyes to the top of the head. So when your mucosal is drying out here, it's actually showing that the liver is not being nourished, as well as the kidneys, right? Because the liver and the kidney, your whole system is working together, right? There's not one organ that's working without the other organs. But if your eyes are dry, it's not due to the thyroid. So we have all of these symptoms that people are like, oh, I got weight gain, and I have dry eyes, and I have all this stuff going on, and I'm sluggish, right? That's not due to the thyroid. The thyroid is slowing down the system because the detoxification process is not working well. So we have to look at every system. And, it's a hard concept for most people, because most people, they want the one thing. What's the one thing that I can do? What's the one food that I can use? What's the one thing, one thing that's going to heal me? What's the one pill that's going to make me feel better? But as we heard from earlier, the other question that I was answering, that this gal's been on medication for 10 years and she still doesn't feel good, right? So this is a sign that what we're doing is not correct. It's not right? We're missing pieces all over the place, and it's one of the reasons why in my Nourishing Thyroid Program, I actually take people from the beginning, the food, the mouth, the digestive system, right, into the endocrine system, the entire endocrine system, into the adrenals and the nervous system, the stress, and then we talk about cleansing, right? So there's never just one thing. So anyone that tells you that, oh, do this one thing, you can heal your thyroid. Oh, you eat seaweed, you can heal your thyroid. It's not true. you know, there's no truth in that. The truth is there are a lot of benefits to seaweed, and I'm one of the first ones to say it, you know, like it's mucilaginous. It helps to support the mucosal lining and the digestive system. It also binds with radioactive waste and helps to excrete it from the body. It's rich in iodine, but you can't just do the one thing. You just can't eat seaweed, right? And then think that your thyroid's going to heal. And this is where I hear from people all the time. They're like, I had a gal come into one of my classes, my live classes, and she's like, I'm doing what you're saying, you know, and my nodule's getting bigger. And I said, you know, well, what are you doing? She goes, well, I'm eating seaweed every day and I'm taking a seaweed pill. That's not what I say, right? So you hear things on the web or you read something in an article, and then people will take that one thing and they think that's the one thing that I'm going to do and that's going to fix it. And that's not the truth. You have to look at the entire body as a whole functioning system. You know, if I can leave you with just that advice, look at the entire system to do. Oh, did it come back? My connection? Oh, I'm sorry, the connection didn't come back. Okay, so I just lost you guys for like 5 minutes. So I'll wrap this up as best as I can, because there were way too many questions for me to get to. Lots and lots of questions. Hi, Liz. Okay, so... yeah, hold on. Let me turn this off. Okay. So I got to as many questions as I could today. And because we only had, you know, a little bit of time. But let me just get to, I have the names of the winners for the thyroid sweepstakes. And these people are, let me see. Here it is, winners. Okay, so people entered the sweepstakes this week. I had a sweepstakes out where you could win 1 month of coaching with me, as well as entry into my Nourishing Thyroid Health Program, which is a 4-month program which takes you through all of the bodily systems and helps you understand your thyroid and your body better and what to eat and how to eat it, right? Because this girl who sent in a question, she goes, I'm eating broccoli and cauliflower, but it's not good for me. No, it is good for you. It is. Broccoli and cauliflower and kale and all those cruciferous vegetables are great because they're part of phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification. So we need to have them. Just don't sit around eating raw kale every day. That's part of the problem. So I have a grand prize winner and 5 runner-up winners. So the grand prize winner wins 1 month of private coaching, enrollment in the Nourishing Thyroid Program, and complete signed book and DVD bundle. And then 5 runner-up winners win a signed copy of my Happy Healthy Thyroid book. Let me show you what that looks like. I just left the Facebook Live. So 5 runner-up winners are getting my Happy Healthy Thyroid book. So I'm going to give you the 5 runner-up winners right now. So the first one is Georgiana Neller. Congratulations. The second one is Paola. You all are getting a copy of my book. The third runner-up is Melanie Sherman. The 4th runner-up is Sagi Gazarani. The 5th runner-up is Bridget Thomas. So you are all receiving a copy of my Happy Healthy Thyroid. That's me right there, Happy Healthy Thyroid. And you're going to get a lot of the information that I talked about today from the questions that people had, because we have a lot of those answers. And then the grand prize winner, like I said, wins 1 month of private coaching with me. Enrollment in my Nourishing Thyroid Health Program, and that goes from now, October, until January, and you get all of the information about liver health, digestion, bodily health, thyroid health, adrenal health, stress, emotional, all that stuff, as well as a complete signed book and DVD bundle. And that is Dorothy at Go Natural Health. So I'm going to be contacting all of these people and getting all their stuff, together. And I want to thank everybody for coming out today to join me on the Facebook Live. And well, I may have another one next week. I'll let you know. I'll post it up on my page. I'll, tell you about it. And I think that's about it. I'll send out all this information. I want to thank everybody for coming. And I'm sorry about the little glitch. Hi, Francis. I'm sorry about the little glitch. And, Oh gosh, yeah. So this gal's having surgery this Thursday, removing 2 nodules. You know, you already have the nodules removal scheduled. So really, yay! Congrats to all the winners. Yes. Okay. So everybody, I want you to have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for coming out for this Ask Andrea. Like I said, maybe we'll do another one next Friday. Maybe I'll let you know. I'll post it up and have. Oh, thanks, Liz. And have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you again. Bye. Oh, also, if you have any questions about my Nourishing Thyroid Program, go to AndreaBeaman.com/members, and you can see all the FAQ about the Nourishing Thyroid Program, as well as you can send me an email to info@AndreaBeaman.com. Okay. Have a great one. I don't really know how to turn this off.